if you've mastered this technique, if you came in touch with the pure feelings and you memorize those feelings, there's no boundary to your creativity. Hello, fellow Budoka. Welcome to Budo Guitar and the Psychology of Tone, episode 3. Now, you probably know this feeling that all these licks you've been practicing for months or years, they all seem boring. All life has drained from your playing. You lack this inspiration and creativity. You lack the fun of playing. It is because you've lost contact with your unconsciousness. And that is the topic of today. It's the difference between consciousness and unconscious aspects of musical practice. Now, as I said in an earlier video and in an article which I link in the description below, there I said that guitar magazines, the whole guitar-oriented media, deals almost exclusively only with conscious aspects of music making, with knowledge, theory, scales, chord progressions, all that. It's good and fine. You have to know about this stuff. The more you know about theory, probably the better. Because creativity, by definition, means the recombining of the stuff that you already know to create something new. So you have to know about stuff to create new stuff. The more stuff you know, the more stuff you can recreate. It's of course not necessary, not the end of musical practice. The point is that we focus on unconscious aspects of music and we get back in touch with our own unconsciousness, because it's in the unconsciousness where the emotions, the desires, fears, anxieties, motivations and inspiration, creativity, all the good things that infuse us when we play guitar, all these things that light our fire when guitar playing, that all those things, they come from the unconsciousness and we have to get back in touch with that. So now here are 3 tips to get you back in touch with your own unconsciousness, to light the fire again, to get back in contact with the emotion of your guitar playing. So here's tip number 1. It's fairly simple, but might be very effective. It's reframing. The idea is that we take that which is known and change the situation. We change the context of that which you already know. For example, we guitarists have notoriously often played the A minor pentatonic scale, and we seem to know this scale. We seem to have a certain image of its feeling. We know how it feels. We've created many licks derived from the scale, and it has a tendency to feel boring, dry, uninteresting, lifeless, dead. But if we change the context, the situation, the harmonies, that scale might feel completely different. For example, if we play A minor pentatonic over E Phrygian, the whole scale feels different. All those notes you seem to have known for years, they all create a new feeling, new thinking, and by this, a new musical perspective. Just by changing the way you look at things. For example, the pentatonic scale. It's fairly easy, it's no magic, it's known, but it's effective. So here's tip number 2, and it's called imagination. It's a term from analytical psychology, and the idea is to create your own dream deliberately. So ask yourself from the bottom of your heart, what is it that you want to play, and why do you want to play it? Don't answer this question in terms of words or analysis, or don't answer it with your rational mind, but think of it in images and visualize yourself. Visualize yourself playing to whom you want to play, in the location you want to play, and playing the song from the bottom of your heart that you want to play. For example, imagine yourself playing in your bedroom to this girl that you've adored for years. Now you got the chance to play one song to her. Which song would this be, and why this song? Imagine yourself playing this song. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to the sounds. And then think of yourself playing at a festival, playing to thousands of people who are all outrageous with joy. I think the song would be completely different. At least the interpretation of the song would be different. So the idea of this second technique is kind of similar to the first. You just change the situation in which you do that which you have done for years. But by changing the situation, we change the way you think and the way you feel, and you get back in touch with that which comes from the bottom of your heart, which inspires you, which gives you creativity, the fire of playing. Another interesting side effect of this active imagination technique is that you learn something about yourself. You learn what it is that really turns you on. Is it the idea of playing on a big stage in big arenas, or is it more the intimate club, playing only to a bunch of people instead of thousands? It's an interesting technique, but it's hard to do. But if you've mastered this technique, if you came in touch with the pure feelings and you memorize those feelings, there's no boundary to your creativity. So here's tip 3. It's completely different than the tips before, and it's easy too. Just put the guitar aside. If you have the feeling of being stuck in a rut, of walking the desert of the A minor pentatonic scale, and if it all feels boring, just put the guitar aside, go out for a walk. Walk for a few hours if it needs to be. Walk streets that you've never walked before. Get your head clear, don't think about this. Walk until you feel lightly again in your mind, until you develop the hunger again of grabbing your instrument then. It's not dealing with this blocking stone of your creativity, but stepping away from it. And by stepping away from it, there's a good chance it just vanishes. If you are too close to this stone, the stone might seem huge. But if you step away, you might see, oh, okay, it's just a tiny brick in the wall, and the wall itself is maybe not a wall, but only a bunch of stones, which you might jump over or so. Just step away from the stone. Don't focus yourself to manage this stone. Don't force yourself. Just let go. Again, this tip seems to be very simple and not worth checking out YouTube videos about it, but this is probably the most effective ways of all 3, because you don't have to do something actively, you have just to get out. So that's it for today. Those tips, as you have seen, are more on the psychic level. It's just about the mind of the musician that makes the art great, and not the scale that he plays. So I hope you can take something away from it. Yeah, have a good time, subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't want to miss any of my great videos. Thanks for watching. See you around.